The white 425L skid steer. This one's for you, Ed Goslin. I'll get you a link to Ed's channel somewhere up in here. One of my videos on moving snow, Ed was saying you need a white or an Oliver skid steer. There was never an Oliver, but for a time there in the early 70s, as White was trying to expand its industrial line, they did have a couple of skid steers. They were made by a company called Ericsson. Where'd that serial tag? There's a tag in the roll cage here. There it is. Ericsson Corp of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They made skid steers for Ford and I think a couple other companies. It's four-wheel drive. It's a skid steer. That's what the 425 stands for. 25 is the horsepower, and the L is because it was a loader. Powered by an Onan 2-cylinder engine, air-cooled, gasoline. Handy little bugger. Doesn't lift a whole lot, but it'll get into spots that other stuff won't. Picked this up, a friend actually found it. It was going to be at an auction in Iowa. And he told me, you need this. And I believed him. And so he was kind enough to bid for me, cover me. And got kind of lucky. It stalled on its way out of the barn at the auction. Couldn't get it fired back up and ended up going for half of what I was willing to bid on it. And then another friend was there, and he hauled it back to his farm until I could come out to Iowa to get it. And actually fit in the back of my 1-ton pickup. We had to take the weight bracket. We were like just an inch or so shy of shutting the tailgate. So we dropped these slabs off and laid them in the box of the pickup so we could get it in just a little farther, close the tailgate. I was able to strap it down to my gooseneck hitch in the bed. So it was good and secure, and boy, it rode great. Took it home. And the bucket especially, but it settles quite a bit when you're using it. And so I'm figuring the seals are probably shot inside the cylinders. So I'm gonna get one of them off today and tear it apart so I can figure out what seals go into it and get it rebuilt. And I'm thinking, I'll do a little measuring, but it looks like the lift cylinders are the same diameter as the bucket cylinders. So I think the seal kit will be the same for all 4 cylinders. Like I say, I'm gonna do a little measuring to verify that, but that'll make things a lot easier. And I've been having pretty good luck. I did my forklift last winter. Just took cylinders apart, measured seals, got online, found seals that would work, and forklift ain't leaking a drop, doesn't settle any. So I'm happy there. But it's a tight fit in there for a guy like me. Yeah, didn't take much to get it off from there. You can see the dirt scrapers. Got pieces breaking off. It definitely needs resealed. I don't see any set screws or wires. I swear every cylinder manufacturer finds a different way to make their cylinders. This aluminum head looks like it's probably threaded in. So I got the pipe wrench. It's got holes for a spanner wrench. I don't have the right spanner. So I'm just gonna ease into it with the pipe wrench here. Look at that. I'd say it's threaded in. Sometimes I use a snap ring. Sometimes get my oil bucket under here. Sometimes you actually have to push this in farther, get the snap ring out, then take it out. Sometimes they're threaded in, but there's a set screw to keep them from threading out. Sometimes there's a ring that's in here. You turn this, the ring comes out, then you can take the head out. I already run it back and forth over the oil bucket to get the majority of the oil out of it so that it wasn't squirting all over. And there it is. Yeah, O-ring there. This seal here, spacer, still find it interesting. Take the head off. Dirt seal. Should be able to find something for the actual rod seal in there. Got two parts, the outer part that just scrapes dirt off, keep it from getting in there, which is looking rough. And then another seal farther in that actually keeps the oil inside. My handy dandy O-ring pick, get this out of here. There. That's off. And I figured there'd be an O-ring underneath to back it up, give it some springiness. There's that. Got this seal here and a backup washer that seal the head inside the tube. Those shouldn't come out so bad. Just like that. There's the rod seal. That shouldn't be too tough to find a replacement for. That's everything out of there. There's all the seals I need. Now I just need to measure and get on the internet and see what I can figure out. Well, something that's bothered me about this little skid steer since I've gotten it is the neutral safety switches are like super sensitive or picky. I'd be more like it. You just got to have that lever in the right spot. So got doing some looking on the internet, and by golly, I think I found a replacement 20 amp ball switch, normally open. Took a little digging. Some tractors use a similar switch, but it was only like a 5 amp. And sooner or later, there's one for each lever. There's one around on this side too. So I got two of them. I think this right one is the one that's really more finicky, but I'm gonna replace them both. They weren't too bad, about 20 bucks a switch. Maybe it was a little less. Found them on eBay. So I'm gonna get them babies switched out. Well, let's see if I guessed right ordering these parts. I looked this little skid steer up. I found a microfiche I had for it. And even back then for the cylinders, they didn't show a breakdown for them. They just showed order complete. So if your cylinders were leaking or otherwise not working, you just had to order a complete new cylinder, not rebuild the old ones. That was back in the 70s. I thought they were a little better about that stuff back then. Okay. Yep, I've got the new rod seal. There, that fits nice. I think that's going to seal good. Let's see about the dirt wiper. I just measured up the old stuff the best I could. Some of it was so brittle. And then got online, and I've had pretty good luck with this place called the O-Ring Store. Now they're out in Washington State. Not a paid endorsement. I've also gone with a local bearing house that also supplies seals. Fit in there nice. I like to put a little grease on the seals just so they slip by, especially when I first go over the edge. Now comes the interesting part. I could not find a seal that matched up to the groove. Oops. So what I did was, my brother was going to get some stuff machined. He's got a machinist friend, I guess mutual friend as far as that goes. And so he was able to take that stuff with him. And so what I had him do was, God, this was like, I'm trying to remember what it was now, but I could not find a seal with that dimension. I even tried some metric ones. Just nothing quite right. So I just had him, the depth was right. Just the width of the groove was not good for any seal I could find. So I had him open it up to 1/4 inch. And that should, then I was able to get a U-cup seal that fit that wide of a groove and fit the other dimensions as well. So thank you to my brother. I'll give him a little shout out here because he has his own YouTube channel. He's more into dirt bikes, snowmobiles, stuff like that. Got quite a few videos. There are some videos of Herman and a couple other of my Olivers doing stuff around his place. So I'll throw one of them things, the links right up there to go visit him. Well, it took some finagling, but by golly, it's in there. Just trying to get it over the O-ring here. There. Put the nut on the back, stick it in the barrel. Inside of the barrel looks clean and smooth. So, let's see, we'll put some grease right there where the seal's gonna get squished down. Some grease on this seal. Some grease on the O-ring, backup washer. Probably gonna have to get a, nope, persuader I was thinking, but I'm looking in there to see if there's any slivers of seal that could have gotten sheared off, but I'm not seeing anything. That is a nice part about these seals being that blue color, is it makes it easy to see it if you've messed up. I gotta grab my pipe wrench. There, one cylinder down. We'll even give her the air test. My air chuck wouldn't leak. See, what I'm doing is building up pressure in there. If it was leaking out this end, we'd see some kind of bubbling of the grease or whatever, grease shooting out of there. You'd also feel air shooting out of this other end if it was leaking internally. It holds air good, so I think that's going to work a lot better. Well, one down, 3 more to go. Now, cylinders are all hooked up. Pins are all in place. Everything's greased. Just fire it up and fill the cylinders up and then recheck the fluid level. We'll see if we can't make her go. That seemed much better for holding position. Recheck the oil and see how it's going and take it out. We actually got a sunny day today. Go play with it a little bit. It's a fit. It's a tight fit. Those that are wondering, I'll have a progress report on the 2155 pretty soon. Just rounding up parts and getting things checked out. Just about to the point of starting to put stuff back together. Everybody else, I guess this kind of wraps things up for this one. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.